Boys Only Club.
Dreams. Welcome back to Boys Only Club, episode 24. Can you believe we've made it this far?
Yes.
I sure can't.
Are we loud or are we okay? Oh, we're okay. I feel it's all right. I'm sure we're fine.
We have a new mixer, so we're trying to, and new microphones again, so that's nice.
Yeah, and also we wanted to make the microphones perform as optimally as possible, so we put sound foam up and we sacrificed aesthetics to
The aesthetics that were not good to begin with.
good to begin with, so we're not really sacrificing much.
This is such a trash fire of a podcast. I love it.
It's very confusing. I'm in Japan right now. I'm really sorry. It's my bad. It's my fault that everything's all fucked
How's Japan going for you right now?
It's so much fun.
What have you done so far?
I ate rice balls.
What's your favorite Japanese food?
Ramen, without a doubt.
I thought that was Korean. I guess it could be both.
Well, actually, old roots of ramen are Chinese. China.
So why did the Japanese take ramen? How did that happen?
I think they just kind of like transformed it because it's a variation, I think, on like wonton noodle soup.
When did Japan meet China?
I don't know. Way back in the day.
What do you think their first interactions were like?
Ding dong.
Oh, yikes. Starting off with a great... fuck.
I mean, it always goes in that direction.
That's true.
Yeah. This episode's actually themed and specific because a couple weeks ago, actually right after RTX, Barbara was like, oh, you guys should come on Always Open after we were like, oh, we'd love to go on that show. Please, please, please. And then she reacted and it was great. So we're practicing for Always Open.
Because we don't talk about that many sexual things on this podcast. We used to on Super Fan Friends. We used to talk about sex all the time. It was disgusting.
So many subjects were sexy.
It's because I used to live such a very scandalous lifestyle.
You were actually very scandalous. What's funny about Super Panic Frenzy and when you started was it was like your first year in LA, so you like got to have a lot of fun and you were like your young, California LA self.
And now I'm 24, so, my time has come and I settled down.
Yeah, I was just going to say that exactly. Now you're an adult.
And you've been settled down for what, how many years?
I don't know, quite a while.
20, 30. It's just unbelievable at this point that
quite a while.
You've been with Mike how long?
I think over 10 years now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I've been living with him for longer than that.
What was your hardest year and your best year?
The hardest year, let's see. Oh, the hardest year was when we first moved to LA. That was the absolute hardest. We were dirt poor. And I was only at like the DeFranco internship that didn't pay, but like they made you drive around everywhere all the time, which is like crazy in LA. So that was.
Can you even talk about that?
Yeah, I don't see why not. That was like five years ago.
Is there a statute of limitations?
No, I don't remember signing too many things when I was an intern, to be honest.
Class action lawsuit right now.
Whoops, come get me.
Wait, did we just start talking about Phil again?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What's up, dude?
This is
Hope you
so
watch
difficult.
these. How you been?
There's no way he watches these. But anyway, back to the real story. We need to prepare for Always Open because, we don't talk about sexual things anymore. We're different people now. We're adults.
Yeah, I do feel a lot more like an adult than I ever did. Not in a good way, though, sometimes.
Yeah, I think we just do it off camera now. We do messed up weird shit off camera.
Truly, yeah.
Yeah, like the conversations even last night was like how to hide your boner, which we will talk about later. Like that just spawned out of nowhere and everybody was like, oh, well, let's see how I hold my dick. Let's see how I hide my dick.
So how far does Always Open go with their sex talks? Do they like go hard?
They go pretty hard, honestly.
Like not able to get a brand deal hard.
I don't know. What is your level of hard?
That's a good question.
I know, right?
I don't know what the limit is to where a brand would watch that and be like, I guess it depends on the brand, but...
You know what? I think it depends on the context. Like, if it's like, we can't talk, like, we're not going to be violent and aggressive in our descriptions or anything like that.
But I imagine this episode is going to be very... Okay, so there's a difference between vulgarity and being not brand safe. And I guess that Disney brand safe or something is, or not just Disney, but a lot of companies see it as, if you talk about race... or something along those lines.
Really? Even if it's constructive and it's not really...
Yeah, I guess that's why Zaragoza gets approved for things, is because, when it comes down to it, he's not talking about race, he's not talking about anything truly offensive, he's just vulgar.
Yeah, he's never talking about controversial stuff, and he never, purposefully chooses a side vocally. So, well, I mean, I think he's been a little bit more vocal in the last few years. Like, in the very beginning, he was just, like, jokes. You know, just straight up funny jokes.
But even still, what he talks about isn't... divisive.
And it's not divisive and it doesn't cause any issues and it doesn't make anybody think differently of him. Because like that's always the danger. Like, oh, do you really want to reveal your real opinions? Because like you are a brand. So
yeah, truly.
Yeah.
So are these, what do the people always post that stupid thing on Twitter? Like the opinions I have are not that of my company.
Yeah. Is that necessary?
Why do people do that?
I don't know.
Do they have to? Are they required by their company to do that?
Well, I have no idea because when I joined Crunchyroll, I noticed that a lot of people on Crunchyroll, like who work there, their Twitter say, my opinions are they falling on you? It's terrible, isn't it? The sound foam's messing up our lives. A lot of people had that on their Twitter, and I asked if that's necessary, and they said no to me. So I don't know. I don't know why they have it.
Maybe it depends on per company. Maybe it's people that post that, maybe they feel like they're more important than they really are.
Oh, is that what it is?
Or they think they matter more to where their company, or maybe they just have a shitty company, who knows?
Or maybe they're just a little bit, they're just afraid. They're just covering their own ass, you know?
Yeah.
Because I guess if you do say that, like, I work for blank, 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 then it is kind of weird. Like, you are kind of repping them.
Sucks to have to waste a Twitter bio on that, though.
Yeah, I know. Twitter bios are so important.
Yeah. I used to change mine all the time.
I know. What are you right now, narrator?
Just narrator.
I like that a lot. But it used to be like... That's really good.
Born Again Stalactite. I don't remember exactly what it was. But I would just change it every week to like something more and more depressing until people thought I was just going to kill myself, and then I changed it to narrator.
Yeah, and now it's just kind of even more sad.
And now I don't know if I would change it after this.
I really like narrator. I think it's
very
brilliant.
Simple.
Yeah, and
brilliant.
Well, because
you always use that word. I'm like,
brilliant. You want to know why I use that word? This is really stupid, but there's a scene in Pitch Perfect 2 where Key and Peele, I think it's Keegan-Michael Key, he is talking to Snoop Dogg, and he's just trying to like keep him happy and appease him, and he just comes up with a really dumb idea, and he goes, brilliant. And I just like love that. I don't know why. And I always
so does
hear
that mean that every time you say brilliant to me,
I don't really mean it. I'm just like trying to appease you. Yeah, I'm just trying to be like, okay, man.
Oh, that's really sweet of you. I hope Mike is editing these to where the audio is coming out of both sides.
Yeah. He knows now.
So that worked. It
did work, yeah. Because when he first got it, he was like, "Oh, this is weird." He's like, "I wonder if they just did this on purpose to try something else new." And then he let it go up, and I was like, "No, that wasn't. That wasn't."
Did you beat him?
What?
Did you beat him?
Yeah, physically.
Have you ever hit Mike?
Yeah, I hit Mike.
How do you hit him? Like what? How does that go?
I've done a slap and I've done a straight punch into his arm.
Into his arm?
Yeah, like a hard, like a serious straight, like full swing back, straight up punch into his arm.
Ow, fuck.
No, I mean he didn't really react. I mean he is like 3 times my size, but he was definitely like the reaction for audio listeners.
Could it have been described as abuse?
Yeah, of course.
So you commit domestic violence.
I have committed domestic violence against my husband.
Has Mike ever hit you?
No. If he hits me, he'd obliterate me. I would just, I would just like explode into 3 pieces.
Do you think that would make you more attracted to him?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like, does Mike feel like, do you think Mike has Stockholm Syndrome? Being with you?
Oh my God. I sometimes, whenever he and I have like really intense bad fights and I'm evil to the core, I think about it sometimes.
Really?
I'm like, oh shit, you're just afraid to leave me now. That must be what it is. That's how you trap him.
If Mike left you, who do you think he would be with afterwards? What race? Why?
Probably no one. I don't know.
Well, that's what everybody would love to think.
I know, right? I just can't imagine. You know what? I'd date a girl.
You would? I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Mike.
Oh, Mike! I don't want to think about that.
No, what kind of girl would he date next, or guy? Who do you think he would move on to?
Probably a really nice, tame, sweet white girl. Probably
someone who treats him right.
Someone that treats him right.
Doesn't abuse him. I think Alyssa would move on to a 6'8" black guy.
Black guy. I was gonna say that. Why was I gonna say that too? Yeah, it's sad, but
I've been trying to push her to cuck for a little while now.
Wait. How do you... So you want to watch her get banged?
Sorry,
no, yeah,
I want her to watch me get banged by a black guy.
Yeah, okay,
That's
okay, got it. Oh, yeah, because her get cucked. Okay, I get it. Yeah. I didn't know what cucking was until
When did
recently.
you learn of the word cuck?
Probably like a month or 2 ago.
What?
Yeah.
The cuck? Are you serious?
Yeah, because cuck is like a dude that watches their girl get banged by another dude, so it's like a replacement
girl can
cock.
Cuck too. A girl can watch their guy get cucked.
That's true. My bad. That was really insensitive of me. But like, it's essentially supposed to be like, my dick doesn't work kind of thing, right? Like,
maybe. I don't know. Sometimes
it's some kind of inferiority complex.
I've seen a cuck porn where
Ooh. I feel like that might be hot though.
Well, it was on this website called eFucked. Which is it's hilarious. Like they have a lot of really funny shit on there that's porn related. Also, there's a lot of gross shit that I'll scroll past and I'll be like,
oh wow, really?
Jesus.
The thumbnail's already just like yikes.
There's like blood and poop stuff on there too, and it's just like it's very rare.
What's blood stuff?
Maybe not blood stuff.
Ooh, I don't like blood stuff.
Oh,
ooh.
Well, I mean, I was on it I think a few days ago, and they had like the one guy one jar video that was just on. I was like, why do you need to put that on a website?
What's one guy one jar?
It's where a guy sticks a glass jar in his ass and it breaks.
It breaks?
Yeah, how have you not heard of this? You're so distant from everything that matters.
I know. I'm so distant from like the dark web. I don't know.
The dark web.
The dark side of the web. I try not to look at those things. I used to watch Rotten.com when I was a kid, and I watched I think it was like a political figure get their like head blown off, and after that I was like,
was it Jamie Foxx? Jamie Foxx? No. John Kennedy.
No, it wasn't. No, what? No, it was like
a political figure, an American political figure?
It wasn't American. It wasn't American.
Okay.
It was in some other country. Yeah. But yeah, ever since I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, like this is probably wrong. And then I know we talked about it just recently, but the subway guy, like I don't like watching people pass. Like I don't want to watch people die.
Why do people like watching people die?
I don't know.
I mean, I guess there's always that intrinsic. What would that look like?
I get like, just but what are you looking for? Are you looking for to see if like you can see a soul slipping out of their mouth or something? Like,
yeah, what is it about people dying that people want to see? Because
just watch it on a
people
movie.
Wouldn't put it on the internet if people didn't want to see it. It's very strange.
That's true.
Let's talk about sex.
Yeah, let's talk about sex. Actually, we kind of went through some of the topics. So what I did was I gathered some topics from past Always Open episodes, and I figured since they'll probably never revisit them because that would be silly, we could do it ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like we're stealing, but really we're just prepping.
Yeah, that's all it is. So one of the topics they had was worst fights, which I thought was interesting because you've never... Yeah.
Sorry.
Now the sound's going to be all kinds
Only on my side.
Only on your side, it's messed up. Or I don't know, am I too close? No,
you're fine.
Hot. Okay. Worst fights, which I thought was interesting because I know you've never gotten into a physical fight.
No.
But
never in my life.
Never in your life. Interesting.
I imagine though, with the addition of James on the team, that we're going to get a lot more physical brawls out in public.
I'm so excited. If you ever get into a fight, call me.
Like during it or afterwards?
No, during it. I want to arrive.
Reina, I'm getting my ass beat.
I'll be like, I'll be right over.
By my girlfriend's side piece.
Oh,
so I don't know if you're like. I don't know if you're interested in, like, do you want me to film it or what? Like, what did you want out of this?
You know what? First, I think film it, and then I'll be there later. I'll get there later. I don't need to be there during the action. I don't want to see you get completely demolished by a 6-foot-tall black guy.
You see these boogers coming out of my nose like...
Do you think you'd cry?
Why did I call the police? Why did I call the police?
Why did I call Reina?
Yeah.
Would you?
I had the time to call somebody while I'm getting just smashed constantly.
Smashed. Would you ever get into a physical fight? Like, what would make you get into a physical fight?
If I had to, like, defend my family or something.
Oh, your family, yeah. And Alyssa, for
sure.
Like,
yeah, I mean, my family.
What about your friends?
Yeah, I would defend James and Kib and all you guys.
I guess it would have to be the situation.
To the best of my ability, like, it wouldn't be much. I wouldn't be able to offer much.
Matter. That's
I'm
true.
fast. I can run circles around anybody.
You are quite fast. Your long legs do serve a purpose. What's the worst non-physical fight you've ever been in?
The worst
I feel like you've never had like a screaming match with a person.
I don't even know what that would sound like. The closest I think I've come, I mean, when I was a kid, I was at my friend David's house, and I swear to God, I hung out with like the weirdest fucking people all the time.
I mean, you're pretty fucking weird, so.
It was such an early age. It must have been early junior high.
Okay.
I was in my friend David's basement, and that's just like where his chill zone was. Like, he had a TV and all that shit. We just hang out there. And I don't remember what led to the argument, but we were like best friends. And then,
oh, David,
we were in one of our you were in just a bad mood. We were
both of you
bad mood boys. Something had been amiss.
Preteens in a bad mood.
Our trip to the Yukon wasn't going through like.
Okay.
Our little imagination travels up there in a red wagon and Calvin Hobbes style just wasn't going through. Something wasn't right.
Yeah, just wasn't working.
The kid comes at me with claws.
What? Like his fingers? His fingies?
Yeah.
Wait, so his just nails.
Like his thing was just to sauntered over to me slowly.
What?
And I was like thinking, is this really happening? I even remember as a kid thinking like,
what's he about to do?
Try some shit?
Yeah.
We're like in 6th grade. No, don't. And then this,
oh my God.
A picture like a really nerdy dude.
Yep.
Who eventually dyed his hair.
Already did.
Basically a Twitch streamer.
Like multicolor
just
hair?
kidding.
Like bright color hair?
I don't remember what color he dyed it to, but it's like,
some silly thing.
Didn't look good. That's rude of me. But he came at me with claws. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Like, You gotta back yourself up, man.
Wait, I don't know, so he scratched you like a cat?
He came at me, tried to scratch me. I just like grabbed him by the neck and I threw him down. He started crying.
No way.
And that's the closest I've been to ever like. And then I just walked out of there because I was like, oh no, his parents are gonna come down because this dude's crying. I gotta get the fuck out.
Holy shit.
Never talk to him again.
Really?
Yeah.
Because that was gonna be my follow-up.
Never talked to him again.
Interesting.
Looked him up on Facebook. He had his hair dyed. I think I ruined him.
Oh shit.
I think he liked being choked and he realized, oh man,
he's like, oh,
I'm living a different lifestyle from here on out.
God, that's amazing. Worst fight I've ever been in.
You ever been choked?
Like sexually?
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels so good. It's fun.
Shouldn't
I like
ask,
it when it's
shouldn't
dangerous.
Ask. Cool. So what were you saying? Worst fight you ever been in?
Well, my worst verbal fights are definitely with my husband.
Who
obviously.
else would it be?
Yeah,
Spending most time with them.
Yeah, exactly. But physical fights, man, I haven't gotten in a physical fight in so long. I was in one in college. The last one was in college, yeah.
What was that like?
I was actually in Japan, and I was celebrating New Year's there with one of my American friends. I went to Japan with one of my dude friends in the U.S., and we went to my shrine during New Year's because there's a lot of people there. It's cute. It's like a festival.
I think that's so awesome. I love the word shrine.
Dude, it's amazing. It's like awesome. A shrine temple. It's really actually very fun. And it's kind of supposed to be a respectable moment. So it's kind of shitty that this happened there. And I felt an immense amount of guilt for doing this in my shrine. But there were these like drunk ass motherfucking hooligans. And they were like so rowdy and they were kicking up all of the gravel and stuff, which is bullshit. And I had drinks in my hand, like canned beverages. And they were just sloppily walking through everywhere. And then they bumped into me and my friend and like almost knocked me over. And I'm like really small, so that's like really shitty to do in my opinion. So I got up and I was just basically like, I screamed at them in Japanese, which is really silly.
What did you say? Do you remember?
I said like nani yattendayo, which is like, what the fuck are you doing?
What is fuck in Japan?
There is no fuck.
Japanese,
it's more like inflection based. So like nani yattendayo is a lot more powerful.
Nani yattendayo.
There you go.
Did I say it?
Yeah. It sounds a lot more intense than like nani shiteru no, which is simply
nani
like
shiteru no?
Yeah, that's like a gentler like what are you doing? But like if you say it forcefully,
nani shiteru no?
Exactly.
Nani yattendayo?
Yeah, but then if you go like nani yattendayo.
Oh, that's cool. Nani yattendayo?
Yeah, that's like what the fuck are you doing?
Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo じゃねえよ, kungsa. So yeah, it's all about inflection in Japanese. So I said that, and they're so drunk, so they turned around and like they're like sloppily coming at me. This is amazing. I took my full canned beverage and I aimed it right at his face and got him, and he started bleeding. And they all went after me. They all went berserk.
You're like.
It was
just run away?
No, I didn't run away, but I was a little bit fucked. But they were so drunk that, like, I don't know, this sounds really weird, but when you're in a fight, it's a lot easier to fight a lot of people at the same time than one-on-one. It's a lot easier to deal with a lot of people.
Legally in Japan, they have to stay in a group outside of you, and then one comes at one at a one.
Exactly. It's just like sumo wrestling. But it actually is easier because they themselves, because they're drunk too, don't know what to do, and they don't want to hurt each other, and they become hyper-conscious of hurting each other.
What?
So when
I never even thought that would be a thing.
It's a real thing.
That's
like
amazing.
when you're in a legitimate fight with multiple people, it's actually weirdly easier to fight multiple people at the same time. But that's what happened. And at the end, I kicked one guy in the face, and that's how I ran away.
How did your foot reach his face? Was he already on the ground?
Well, yeah, he was already on the ground. He threw me on the ground.
So were you there alone?
No, I was with my friend.
Was she fighting too?
Oh my God, no, he was a dude. He was getting fucked up. He had gauges in his ears.
No, they pulled one out.
They were about to.
Oh, they were
so
gross.
Close to. They were pulling at his hair. They like punched him in the back of the head. They were about to go for his ear, and then that's when I kicked one of the dudes in the face because they pulled me down. I got up faster, kicked them in the face. That's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to do that.
How small were these people you were fighting?
They weren't like ginormous. They're not like American big.
But how many were there?
There were about 4 of them.
And you took them all down?
I took 2 of them down.
But then you got your ass beat.
In the process, my whole ass got beat. But I took 2 of them down.
So who won the fight?
I would say me. Were you guys just say me.
Okay, that's enough.
Well, after I kicked the guy in the face and I pulled my friend away from getting his gauge pulled, we like just walked away because they were all clamoring around the guy that got his face kicked. So it was excellent.
Because he was out of it.
He was fucked. I think I fucked up his nose. He was bleeding everywhere. I think I fucked up his nose.
Wow, do you think he's watching this now? What would you say to him? Imagine he's watching right now. What'd you say?
I just said die shit.
How does that turn off?
I don't know. Didn't I tell it to not?
Yeah.
You did it, right? You watched me do
There's probably another setting under battery. So what does that mean, though?
Asshole. I don't know, die you little shit or something like that. But in like a really happy cutesy tone, so it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, no, that's great.
Yeah.
It's exactly your style.
Oh my God, that was my favorite fight ever. It felt so good.
Mine is so lame compared to that.
No, I think yours is adorable and very telling of your shitty friend David who claws at you.
Dude, I don't even know what I did to him to deserve that. I'm sure it was warranted, but
maybe
nobody deserves, not even deserves,
clawed.
Nobody should have to witness themselves being clawed at.
Did he claw your chest? I don't really understand.
I just remember he put his hands up like that.
Like this?
And like came at me. And this is totally true. I swear to God, it's not just like some dumb retelling of a story where he like came at me like that.
Like this.
He literally did claws. I don't know what was going on in his mind where claws are the coolest and best option possible.
Does he really like Wolverine or something? Is that maybe?
I think that maybe he just thought he was a superpower hero.
It's just so cute. I think it's cute because I'm imagining you guys really, really young. I got clawed by a girl once and I didn't understand. I went to a Japanese school for a little bit in Japan and I was not liked because I was like hella American and I didn't understand what to do.
Cool.
I know. And this girl, I kind of got bullied a little bit, and there was this girl that, I don't know, I thought we were friends, but then at one point she pulled out my hair. She like
what led to that? I don't understand
nothing
what
really.
led.
No, she was just standing
She was
behind
just a
me.
fucking freak?
I think she was a freak. She was just standing behind me. I was sitting at my desk and she was like, kind of just like tapping on my shoulders like this, like just while having
like
a conversation.
playfully?
Yeah. And then all of a sudden she pulled at my hair and scratched my back. It was so weird. And then ever since then I'm like, oh, fuck Japanese people. What the fuck is happening?
Hey, was that girl like, did she have something wrong?
No. She really did not like me. She didn't like that I was getting a lot of weird attention. So she just did not like me.
Oh, how do you think I would be treated in Japan?
Oh, they like right now, they would love you. They would love you. They love like tall wacky
white men?
Yeah, tall wacky white men. They love tall
wacky white men.
Yeah, that's exactly who you are.
So would I be treated as a god there?
Not as a god. You'll get a lot of stares, but it's not like, you have to understand that like you're rare over there, you know? Like it's not your fault. It's not their fault that they're staring at you. You're a fucking weirdo over there.
No, truly.
Yeah. So if you could just get past that people are just straight up going to stare, then there's nothing else different. Like they're probably just going to speak to you in English if you're in Tokyo.
Why does Japan censor
genitals?
Sex?
They actually don't censor genitals. I studied this for a little bit. Apparently they are actually just censoring insertion and pubic hair is what they're censoring, because that is what, I don't know why, but it's kind of almost like not misguided, but when they created censorship laws, they fucked up, and in order to get around it, they wrote it in a way where it's not too hard to get around it, which is why like tentacle sex happens, because it's like technically not a dick, it's not a genital.
Huh.
Yeah.
Are they ever going to change that? Have there been talks of changing that?
They should fucking
are they just like
change
it's a tradition? Sometimes
it's tradition.
though,
mosaics are tradition.
Sometimes though, this is such a weird long ago reference.
Yeah.
It was a game where it was like Japanese titty volleyball.
That sounds amazing.
Dead or Alive or something.
Oh yeah, Dead or Alive.
And I was watching an interview with the guy who created the game, and they asked him, and they're like, "Why don't you just make a fully nude game?" He's like, "Sometimes what's underneath the shirt, the idea of it is even hotter." So then maybe that's another, like the perception in Japan is like, whatever's beyond the blur is hotter than what you'd actually see.
Yeah, that's probably true. Like the reason I don't like human porn is because I think it looks kind of gross. Like a ball sack kind of looks like elephant skin. Like the vagina looks like a gaping hole. Like, I don't know. I just don't.
Look at better ones. Look at anyone that looks better.
Yeah,
there's like, so many options on any website.
They're just not very attractive to me ever. They I don't like all those like lips. Like, I don't know. I'm just not into.
Have you ever seen what yours looks like?
Yeah.
Or have you looked at it at all?
Yeah, I've looked at it all. I've examined.
So when you look at it, are you like
side? No, I look at it and I'm all, well, I almost see it like medically, you know, like, because I can't be aroused by myself. So I'm like looking at it and I'm
True,
like,
I guess that's the only, because I mean, I don't look at my dick and I'm like, oh, fuck, this is making me so hard.
I know, exactly. That's not what happens at all. Although I must say, when Audrey and I got Brazilian waxed, that was like the coolest experience ever, because I looked down and like I've shaved myself before, but I've never like Brazil straight up waxed, and it's really like this is gonna sound messed up. I don't know if I should say this. We're never gonna get an ad, but like you are completely bare down there and you look like a different creature. Like for sure, you look very different.
I think it's time for an advertisement, actually.
Hopefully we got an ad. Let us know. If we didn't, that's okay as well. What are we going to do about it, really?
Reina, bring us into our very first sexual topic. I'm interested.
Oh, the sexual topic. Yes, let's talk about Two Pump Chump.
What is that?
I don't really know. Is that like you only like do 2 pumps and then you come?
Okay.
It's like you come too fast?
The two pump. I thought it was like we were talking about a game or a movie or something.
Oh, no.
No, 2 pump chump, yeah. It's just
a
dude that comes early. Or a girl could be a 2 pump chump too, actually, but she can keep going probably.
She can keep going even after the coming, yeah.
You guys have it so good.
Yeah, it's nice. Wait, but I don't, is it younger dudes are 2 pump jumpy more often than not, I guess, because they're all like sexual and like excited?
That's a good question. The way I go about coming is when I'm first starting to date somebody, it definitely takes me longer than normal. Because,
what? It's not faster when you're dating someone
I'm very
new?
nervous.
I see. Yes, that makes sense.
I mean, honestly, in the first couple of years of knowing them, I don't even get erect.
Nice. You just fake it?
No, but sometimes I think it's common. Oh God, I fucking hope it's common that when you first start like seeing somebody, or just maybe even a one night stand or something, it's nerve-wracking in a way.
Yeah,
for some people it is, and you just definitely have a harder time. Who dare text me while I'm in the middle of this? Sometimes you definitely like have a harder time getting it up.
Yeah.
Truly. And then eventually you break past that barrier, and then you're able to, and that's when you come easy. And then slowly you're able to build up a tolerance.
Yeah.
To where you're like, okay, I know my limit. I know what I can do.
Yeah. You kind of find a rhythm within your partner. Yeah.
And then it gets better and better.
Oh, yeah. And then you start experimenting, and it's very exciting. Yeah. I've never I would rather my guy, I'd rather Mike, I don't know, we do it for a while. I think I'd be kind of weirded out if he suddenly was just like, oh, I suddenly just came all of a sudden.
Oh, you'd be weirded out if he like was a 2 pump chump one time?
All of a sudden, yeah. I'd be like weirded out. I'd be like,
What's changed?
Yeah, what happened this time? Like,
I don't know,
what were you thinking about
honestly,
before?
I feel like a lot of it has to depend on, this is going to sound, I mean, it's a health thing probably.
Yeah, it's medical. Or doctors.
If you've like masturbated or something, or if honestly, like if you've eaten something really shitty beforehand, or
oh
if
my
you're,
God,
you're
that
dehydrated, or
yeah,
all of it really depends.
All those factors do. Yeah, they matter. I once did the very horrible thing of eating tacos Reyes before having sex, and
those are the spiciest tacos.
It's the spiciest tacos, and I had the my favorite al pastor, which is like
those are the spicy ones.
I know, and it like rumbles all the way down. So I digested it, or I thought I did, so I didn't like think anything of it, and we were like doing it, and then all of a sudden we were facing each other. I fucking burped right into his face.
That is not where I thought that was going to go.
Oh.
I'm so happy. I thought it was going to go. What's that Seth Rogen movie where Zach and Miri shoot a porno? That's not even a Seth Rogen movie.
Oh, yeah. It's a Kevin Smith movie.
Kevin Smith movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why it was bad.
Wait, what happens in it?
She shits on the guy.
Oh, yeah, the porn star shits on. I hate that one. And he goes like, she frosted me, man. I remember that moment because I hated it so much. I've never accidentally shit like that, like during sex or
Good.
or anything like that. I've never like accidentally peed during sex. I've never,
You ever farted during sex?
Yeah, that happens normally. It's like a normal thing. Happens all the time.
Can we just move on? I feel like my whole face the entire episode is just me.
It's okay, me
You're
too.
like my sister. This is so good.
I know.
This is so perfect.
The next one is, what's your favorite type of porn?
That's
so I guess
interesting.
like what you're looking up.
Don't you go through phases?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I thought you didn't watch porn.
I watch cartoons banging.
So that's your thing.
That's my thing. Yeah.
So are there different genres of hentai?
Oh yeah, there's so many different. Actually,
what are you into right now?
With hentai, you kind of get tagging categories. You know what I mean? Like you look up tags.
Like skin tags?
No.
Is that what you're into?
No. You look up tags like what's a good one? Oh, like vanilla is a tag.
I watched this porn with an obese man. He had a monster skin tag on his butt cheek.
Oh my God. Like a mole?
Yeah. And
but it's like 3D.
This girl's trying to like fit it.
What? Ew, the skin tag?
So what was your the tagging thing on hentai?
Ew,
what's that about?
I can't think about anything else but weird skin tags going into other people now. But yeah, you look up tags like for example, vanilla is a very like gentle, sweet story, and maybe it's a little bit more on like the softcore side. Like that's what you would look up. Or like if I want to see like I want to see a DILF, you know, I'd look up the tag DILF.
Okay.
Or then like hardcore, and then like
shout out to that new Daddy game.
Oh, Dream Daddy. Did you play it yet?
No, have you?
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's very story driven, which is like the story is way more intense than any other visual novel. So it's really fun. It's very fun.
Good for them.
It's very engaging because of it.
Proud of Vernon.
Oh my God, I know. He's incredible. Yeah. I was wondering what he was up to because like he was always hinting like he was always extremely busy, but you know, he stopped Hot Pepper Gaming and stuff. So I was like, oh, I wonder what project he's up to. Because like, you know, he's always running. And then I realized it was this and it was just like, oh, magic.
That's really awesome to, well, this is a very out of focus thing for the whole.
Focus, yeah.
It's cool that he committed to that. And
yeah.
Because that's a very risky thing to do. Even with a huge company like Game Grumps supporting that, to risk everything on a game.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. But you know what, though? The formula is all there, though. He was brilliant about it. Like, capitalizing on the word daddy, for example, at the right time.
This is the perfect time to do it.
Yeah, he announced it on Father's Day. So smart.
It was perfect.
You know, and like there is a visual novel hype going on right now. Like, you know, I mean, Honey Pop doesn't really count, but there are a lot
That's enough about Vernon.
Okay.
This is our podcast.
That's right. So, it's about us. Maybe we can have him as a guest one day.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah, I'd love to as well.
So what are you into right now?
Favorite type of porn? I actually haven't seen any in a while. I don't know. Normally, I try not to look up messed up stuff because I'm afraid that I'm going to get used to the messed up stuff and then I can't like. That's
interesting.
There's no hype to go off of. But yeah, I try to stay vanilla and gentle. I try to keep it romantic. That's what it is. I want there to be a story, you know?
I usually just like go on Xvideos or Pornhub and then I'll like scroll down and be like, oh, there's some titties.
Yeah.
I'll watch that.
Do you care? I care about titty shape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
matters a lot.
I don't mind fake tits. And,
I don't mind fake tits.
I like little nipples.
Ooh, yeah, I like little pink nipples.
Yep.
Yeah, little tiny cute pink nipples.
That's my shit, girl.
I get it, yeah.
I have seen pregnant porn.
Ooh, I don't think I like that.
It's not one of my favorites for sure, but it's, you know, I've rubbed one out to it.
Nice. I've seen one before as well, and it seemed violent to me.
Can I take a pee break?
Yeah, you could take a pee break.
God. Sorry for the impromptu pee break. That was the worst.
Our bad. Oh, I hit everything.
I don't remember what we were just talking about. I think we probably covered
what kind of
subgenres
porn
of porn.
Into.
I don't really watch anything too crazy. I'm kind of boring. I'm kind of boring too. I just watch whatever, like whoever I think is hot.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good way to look it up. It's kind of like.
And I'm not opposed to any race in particular. You know.
Wait, so do you have like favorite porn stars? Do you know their names? I'm always amazed.
I know porn star names because I mean, if you watch enough porn, you just stumble across like the names. And
yeah,
I don't go to anyone specifically. No,
Yeah.
It's literally just I'll scroll through whatever's on the front page. It's because most of the, or actually the only reason I really jerk off is if Alyssa isn't there.
Yeah.
And I can't like concentrate.
Yeah, that's
like once I jerk off,
thing.
I'm like so easily able just to go into work and do anything I want.
Yeah,
to do anything I want. I can make molds out of clay and form them into small beings on other planets.
You just want to make art? Wait, what? I do get that. I feel like it resets you.
Yeah, they talked about that in Wolf of Wall Street. You know, have you seen that?
Yeah,
where they have to
really
like take a jerk break in the bathroom and do some coke as well.
Yeah, he did a lot of coke.
I don't do coke, but I definitely take jerk breaks.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Didn't know that. That's real icky.
Not at the office.
Oh.
James caught me. That's a different story. So what's the next one?
I want to know.
No, that's for Sugar Pine 7.
Okay, so, I love this one. This is my favorite one, and I think it might end on this one as well. Weird things that give you erections. Weird non-sexual things that give you erections. Like, for example, I know the sensation of like when I go down a hill really quickly in a car where your stomach lifts up a little bit. It kind of makes me want to pee a little bit, but that's because I'm a girl and my bladder's placed differently. Mike told me it gives him a little bit of an erection.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't feel that. For me, there's a thing at the gym. It's a tricep. It's like for triceps, I think, or something.
This pull
where
down?
You pull that down, blood will rush to my cockhead. It doesn't give me an erection. It doesn't give me an erection, but it feels like
it moves.
Yeah, it like does something to me. I'm like, I don't. It makes me want to keep working out like that, but it also makes me feel kind of weird.
I bet there's a nerve that you stimulate when you do that. Because, like, there are a lot of nerves that run down your body. So that kind of makes sense to me.
I get 36 erections per altitude change per hour on a flight.
Oh, my God.
That's my big...
I knew it. Yeah. Tell me about the weird plane thing.
Well, I mean, it's just... It must be the change in altitude and blood pressure or something.
Blood flow circulation?
I don't know exactly what it is, but I am just in a constant state of erectability.
Oh, erectability. So it's not like it's
always.
just like boom, boom.
Oh, no. It's like, it's full on. It's like it's going to pop.
Ew.
It's so bad.
Really?
It's so bad the whole time.
Engorged?
And I've been on a plane like sitting next to James and Kib the entire time, and I'll just have to be like this, and they're doing it too because they get erections too on it. So it's a thing, I guess.
Oh my God.
Unless we're all in sync.
You're all in sync. It's your time of the month every single month.
What other... weird
How about roller
things.
coasters? I mean, it's kind of the same effect, right?
No, roller coasters don't do it for me either.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just not thinking about it because I'm like more like, oh, I'm in the moment. I'm not thinking about erections for once. But
when you go down, it's always that down motion for me because like your body's lifting up because of it. That always makes me kind of want to pee, and that sensation's like a little bit close to being a little bit horny, so it kind of does that.
Okay, so that's your version of that?
That's my version.
You don't have any weird ones? It's just roller coasters?
Roller coasters and like cars, like downhill on cars and stuff.
Man, what else gives me a weird erection?
I also remember when I went to, because I don't like the ocean and I never go into the ocean. I went to a pool that creates waves by itself, and being pulled back and forth like through my legs and stuff like that kind of made me feel funny.
That's funny.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
and you just stayed there for 2 hours.
Yeah, and
then all pruny and shit.
Oh yeah. Everywhere.
Yeah, flights and waves, I guess.
Flights and waves.
It's weird that the thing you fear the most is what makes you the most horny.
That's true. Well, I was like, kind of like, oh, it feels good. Weird. How do you hide your erections?
Tuck and roll. Not roll.
Roll? How do you roll?
Well, Kib said he, so I guess it's different per person.
Kibs.
For me,
Kibs is so funny. I'll explain Kibs.
Band it above your belt or whatever.
Yeah, waistband time,
But
like
Kib's
straight up, right?
No, dude, it's too big to do that.
It's
And
too
I'm
big
like,
to
Kib, we have the same size dick. He puts his to the side and
he holds
covers it with his hand.
In his pocket. So he sticks his hand in his pocket so he can hold his erection so it doesn't look, but you can, if it's
Which
that
in
big,
turn keeps it going.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Because you're going to be rubbing on it.
And also the pressure of like moving it to the side, like even that stroking sensation, it's too much.
Yeah, I just put it above the band. How else do I save it?
Hold it with the waistband.
No, that's really the only way to do it. I don't know, because I mean, where else do you put it? I'm trying to think of the circumference. Like you can't put it all like around.
You can't circle it.
You could definitely not put it down your leg. That's going to be stupid.
No, it'll be really obvious and gross. Do you ever try to think of things that give you anti-boners? Like
no, but what you can do is
there's a trick. Oh,
you flex your muscles.
No way.
And it goes away.
Because the blood has to go rush back up into your bicep?
It's not right away.
No
but
way.
It's like, it makes it so much better.
That's so funny. I'm gonna make Mike do that next time. I want to see
next time he gets an erection.
Yeah, I just want to run medical experiments on him. Yeah.
Yuck.
Oh no.
Yuck.
I feel bad. I destroy him.
Do you think he's like? What do you think he would be like if he never met you?
Oh my God, he'd be such a gentle boy.
Isn't he a gentle boy now though?
Yeah, but I think he's a little bit fucked up inside because of me.
What emotional trauma do you think you have put on him? Do you think he's developed something?
Yeah, I think he's definitely angrier than ever.
Like impatient?
Yeah. Well, no, he's not impatient. He's just like, oh, you know what? LA kind of made him fucked up.
LA makes everybody fucked up.
Yeah, LA fucked him up because he really hates how people behave. And we actually talked about it in the other podcast, but how people are like weirdly either supremely nice or supremely fucking mean. That gap really screws with him. Because in New York, like everybody's mean, but that's because they only are caring about their own thing.
Which is great. I love that.
Yeah, and therefore, there's no offense taken. There's no time to be offended, and there's no time to offend each other. You just do it. And it's not meant to harm anybody, whatever, and that understanding is so through and through. But here, people are mean, but then they're nice, and then some are even like, some are crazy.
New York
like
is
straight
efficient.
up crazy. Yeah, exactly. It's efficient, and therefore, you don't have to worry about other people. You're never thinking about other people, and you're never like, oh, did I do something bad? Or like, oh, like it's never like that. But here, I think it is a little bit complicated. Like there is a lot of reading between the lines that you have to do. And that plus the traffic and like the blistering heat in the valley when we lived in the valley for 2 years, like I think that like fucked him up.
Yeah, I mean, there was a podcast. It wasn't exactly a podcast, but it's with, Jordan Marin, Captain Sparkles.
Love him, yes.
He did a video with his mother recently, and he mentioned something that totally resonated with me because it's exactly what I do. He said he lives his life based around not inconveniencing anybody else, and that's totally how I live my life. I do everything in my power not to inconvenience people.
Yeah, you do that actually. Although you're not the best at scheduling stuff.
No, absolutely not.
You are definitely the worst at that.
No, and I wish I had the budget to get an assistant right now.
Would an assistant help? Because your problem is generally that, like, I guess you do kind of say no to stuff.
Assistant producer. Who is on the same wavelength.
That is very difficult to find.
I might make it James, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because he has the nobility and respect garnering ability to drag anybody from any corner and be like, you do this, or I'm fucking coming.
Faking. Yeah, I've seen his business side before. He was explaining something to me, and I was just like, oh,
he's good.
James.
He can be patient, and it would be good to give him more responsibilities like that, too.
Yeah. That sounds great, actually.
But it comes down to the payment. You feel me, girl?
I feel you, man.
But
what's a deal breaker for you? This is the next topic, by the way. There's no transition. What's a deal breaker in, like, I guess, in a relationship?
Well, I mean, there's the easy one.
Cheating?
Yeah, and then there's, what is a deal breaker? Because I wouldn't want to be with somebody that I'm completely like. So it's not like if they don't like this or they don't like that, then I wouldn't want to be with them.
Yeah.
I think that's very petty.
That's petty, yeah.
Man, what is a deal breaker?
What about, like, deep-seated differences in personalities? Like, for example,
I wouldn't want to be with somebody who was overtly trying to get me to change as a human being.
Okay, that makes sense. So somebody that has like too strong of an agenda.
I'm down to change. If I recognize, I guess part of changing is recognizing that you're doing something wrong.
Yeah, or that maybe there's a change you'd like to make personally. Yeah, but somebody that kind of forces it down your throat is definitely
kind of a bummer.
Totally, I get that.
Somebody. Oh, you know what? I wouldn't want to be with somebody who isn't independent. That's a huge thing.
Oh my God, I totally agree with that. That's a big one. And that's like a really, really powerful personality trait to have. Yeah. Like you are either independent or you're not. Like it's one or the other, you know? Like there's obviously times where you do stuff together, but in general, like you don't need each other every hour, you know? I've met people like that who are in relationships where they're very, very codependent on each other. And it's actually... It was really eye-opening because I always thought I was really codependent on Mike because we work together, we live together, we've like been together forever, and he and I share a lot of responsibilities, so it does feel codependent. And when I'm not around him, I do kind of feel like messed up. For example, whenever we go to conventions, if I'm doing it alone, I miss him, but I'm also like, things would be so much easier if he was just freaking here because he's on my wavelength, he knows what I want, and he'll help me if I need something, you know, and he could be the bad guy. But that's great because
that's like...
It's like there's like an understanding, like an innate understanding between us, so that works. But like, I was always a little bit afraid because I'm an only child. I grew up with a single mom. I was always independent. So when I realized I was maybe a little bit being too dependent on Mike, it used to kind of freak me out. But then, like I said, I met a couple that were extremely, truly, truly codependent on each other. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's like a lifestyle difference. You know, like I don't have that issue.
And I'm not usually, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but I feel like people that are too dependent on each other, that's a crash and burn situation. But it's probably not for a lot of people, but it's how I picture that.
You think so? Rather than them just being like, I find them to be a little bit more emotional than normal people when they're codependent because they feel kind of like their issues feel exacerbated.
Stressful.
Yeah, and their issues feel exacerbated when they're away from each other. But it's like, there's no reason for it to be worse when you're away. Like you're just, you know, like, I don't know. That's how I see it, But yeah, I'm glad.
Independence is huge.
It's huge, yeah. It's also kind of motivating because, like, if I see Mike, for example, working really hard, it makes me want to work really hard.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
it's amazing.
Yeah, I very much enjoy that. What about like tics? Are there tics that you can't stand in another person? Just in other people in general, not like relationship wise. Like people that chew with their mouths open.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that the worst? Why do people do that? How do people still do that nowadays?
They're just taught wrong from birth, bad parents.
I don't get it though, but
just
it's
bad
also
parents, that's all it is.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I have met other people though that are they want so badly to make their point that they'll talk while they're eating and chewing. And
you know, it depends. If something really needs to be said in that moment, like it really needs to be said, like there's no other time to say it, then fuck it. But wait.
Please wait.
Wait until you're done.
Yeah, just swallow.
Ew.
Do you tap your legs like this? I feel like you don't really that often. You're not really. Because I've never been annoyed by you, and I'm very. Oh, but that's normal.
Different, yeah.
Yeah, like your whole body like shakes when that happens.
I don't know. I imagine I do really annoying things. Like everybody has a tick.
Oh, you know, I know one of your ticks. And
really?
It's really funny.
What is it?
It doesn't really bother me. I just think it's so gross and so funny. For an entire year during Super Panic Frenzy, you do this thing where you'd scratch your balls and you'd smell your hands.
That's every dude does that. You can pull anybody in.
No.
Every dude does that.
No,
if you're touching a dude's hand, you're touching their balls.
Do it in fucking secret. You would literally just be like,
yeah, because you're like my brother. In arms.
That's true, brother.
And you did that with your coot trap too.
I guess I
did.
You'd
like Twitter fingers turn to trigger fingers, and you fucking smack that shit up with your gooby little
gooby
drink hands.
And what's a drink?
All this volatile muck would just
come
erupt.
out. It would just seep out.
Yuck.
Yeah, we were lovely people.
We were so gross.
Yeah, we did whatever we wanted, which was so much fun. I miss it a little bit. I miss the freedom while still getting paid. You know what I mean? Like, we're free to do anything.
I think that means that you miss the stability.
Yeah, it is a little bit scary. I'm not gonna lie. Now it's been about a month and a half since I left Crunchyroll, and I really, really overbooked myself after leaving because I got nervous and paranoid. So I made it so that I had like a certain like lump sum of money so that
that's a good idea.
Yeah, so that I'm okay for about
because all of this relies on people being entertained and wanting to continue watching it, and that's a very, very scary thing to
gamble on, right?
Truly.
It's really scary. So, yeah, I mean, it's a horrifying time right now, but I don't mind it. I think
it's motivating.
I have this problem where I don't have a very good schedule going on because when I get paranoid, I will overbook myself and I will work crazy for 3 weeks straight and I'll want to die. And then afterwards, I'll be like, okay, I'm so exhausted. I'm a little bit depressed now. Like, I need some time off. I'm anxious. I'm crazy. So I'm going to take some time off. And then as that's happening, my anxiety will skyrocket because I'm like, I'm not doing anything right now, you know?
There's never a good middle ground.
Never a good middle ground. Like, for the last 3 weeks that, like, you and I have been trying to, like, chase everything and get everything back to normal, I'm like, why am I working so hard? Like,
yeah, right.
I don't have a boss. Like, nothing's happening. I'm just...
That's what I'm always so curious about. I'm like always so curious what it's like behind the scenes with you because when we meet,
I'm always exhausted.
Yeah, you're always exhausted. Yeah. You always seem like you've been on a train for 20 hours. Like on a train where you're doing a bunch of different martial arts the entire time and you've come from...
my God.
Just a dark moment.
Dark moment, that's where I'm from. I think it's because, the last 3 weeks in particular, I've been like working out really hard and I've also been trying to schedule everything so I don't have to worry while I'm in Japan. So that has been difficult. Like I've been writing about like...
Queuing is so hard and for a month, that's unimaginable.
Queuing is so hard. I've written 7 scripts and I've rewritten 3 of them already. It's like, it's annoying. It's getting annoying.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm like very exhausted. And there's research that goes into it. Like I'm doing like some education things. So like I want to be accurate, obviously. And that's really exhausting as well. Mm-hmm. But it does bring me back to the SourceFed days where we all had to research heavily from like 4 a.m. So I it's like stimulating, but it's also really exhausting. I'm very tired.
I imagine. I mean, queuing for 30 days.
30 days.
We can't even queue for a day.
Yeah, well, I don't upload every day, so for me, it's not like 30
How often do you
full
upload?
days.
3 times a week?
Well, right now, actually, at this point in time right now, I should be uploading 2 to 3 videos.
Okay.
But beforehand, I was only uploading once a week because I'm like, I'm not going to do half-assed videos while I'm trying to queue really good stuff. I'd rather queue the really good stuff.
Just queue the good stuff, forget the bad stuff. Yeah.
But I get it,
or
though.
Or the mediocre stuff, yeah.
I mean, front-facing, though, it does kind of look like I'm not doing anything, which I get, and that makes me anxious, too. Like, when I look at my channel, I want to, like, kill myself.
No, I totally get it.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Behind the scenes is, like, rough. I don't know. You guys don't get it. Like... But
we don't, Reina?
No, I meant like...
How condescending.
No, not you. I meant like the audience. I mean, you're not really supposed to.
You guys just don't get it.
You're not supposed to
We do so much.
No, we're just bitching about it. You're not supposed to know what goes on behind the scenes. But know that it's not all just bullshit.
Well, a lot of it is.
A lot of it is. A lot of our stuff is bullshit.
I know a lot of my stuff is bullshit all the time.
Have you been working out, by the way?
No.
Oh, you just did 20 push-ups with Kib.
Yeah, that's my one exercise a day is doing 20 push-ups with Kib. Kib did a 5-minute plank.
I did a 4.5-minute plank yesterday to try.
It was 4.5 minutes?
Yeah, I tried to
was
show
it tough?
up. It was tough.
Did you feel power today? Like,
no.
is it painful?
No, I stopped because I actually started sweating and the sweat started dripping onto the floor.
And that started creeping you out?
Yeah, well,
so you could have gone for longer.
Maybe. I was shaking though. And when I start to when your knees start to buckle is when it's harder for you to keep that stance.
Oh, wow.
So I was already malfunctioning at that time. But yeah, Kib did a 5-minute plank.
That's unbelievable.
That motherfucker.
I want to try to beat it today, but I know I won't.
You might.
But the fact that Kib went into it with such... He knew he could do it, and everybody was like,
nah.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. We can't do even a 2-minute plank. Nobody does a 2-minute plank. Maybe a gymnast could do a 5-minute plank, but not a guy who vapes every day, who doesn't do any workouts, who doesn't do anything.
He does vape every day. That is magical.
And I do now. I vape every day.
You do.
It's so bad. I'm tired of vaping. It makes me feel gross, but it's just so addicting.
Earlier today, you sucked it in for 7.5 seconds?
Yeah, we've been trying to get it to the longest point we can.
So stupid.
I got to 7.55.
Oh my God.
And then I get so I'm about to throw up and pass out. And
well, I mean, even Kib, had to crawl onto the floor and like feel the cold from the
I can out-vape him now.
Yeah.
That's the sad part about all this.
What happened?
The thing that happened is that he had a vape that he didn't want to smoke because it had a burnt coil.
Yeah.
And at that point I just kept doing it because I got used to it. And then I grew from that.
Oh my God.
How in The Dark Knight Rises, Batman is able to redeem himself from his broken back through hard work and perseverance. That's what the burnt coil was to me, and climb out of that dungeness tunnel, upwards vertical tunnel up through the top, and me getting that 7.55 seconds was me climbing to the top.
That was you. All you in that moment. What does a burnt coil do?
I'm sure there are some negative health effects to smoking a burnt coil. It tastes bad.
Yeah.
And you're smoking a burnt coil. I don't know. It's probably really shitty to do.
It probably is. I didn't even, because I don't really vape. I only vape when
you're
hand
here.
it to me. Yeah. But
Are you gonna vape after this?
Yeah, why not? Yesterday, when you handed me yours, I was like, oh, I can't even like.
Oh, that was the burnt one too.
It feels really bad. And then Kib was like, oh, that one, because that one's burnt. Like it should taste better than that. And I'm like, I don't have any comparative whatever.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So then today he gave me like a clean, crispy one, and it was delicious.
It was really good.
It was really delicious, and I kind of get it now. But there's like trying to suck it in for too long, man. That nicotine burst, it feels really bad. It's like nauseating.
Yeah, no, it is. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know why I do it because it feels really bad every time.
Don't do it then.
Oh my God, that's what it was. Is me not doing it. That's what I didn't think about. Holy shit.
We figured it out.
Well, thank you for coming to this conclusion.
Yeah, thank you for watching this episode.
I hope you learned a lot about vaping.
I hope you learned a lot about sex and porn.
We didn't teach much about sex at all.
No, we just talked about our weird experiences. What gives you boners when
What's your favorite position?
Oh my God, I have so many. I like it from behind. It's nice. I like being like controlled.
I know what I think I like the one where she's like morphing into
the wall.
Any animal. And I've got my claws out and I'm just grabbing into her uvula.
David!
And only she comes and then I come, but my cum comes out as just a whole mess of fucking problems.
That sounds like a hentai we've watched together before.
Pico de Gallo.
Yeah. Oh no, it is Pico de Gallo de Boku no Pico. Bye.